Namaskar, hello and welcome to Chai Chat with Lavina. I'm sitting with three generation of the Ambujas. Of course, Narotam ji has written a book and that brings the entire family together. And I was reading about it and everybody has said an extraordinary story of ordinary men. But I think it's of ordinary men and very extraordinary women. We have the person who has created the past, Narotam ji. We have his daughter who is creating the present, Padmini. And we have Mrinalini who is the future, one hopes. Unless she just wants to become a singer. Which she'll be allowed to, isn't it? So thank you. Should we start with you, sir?
Definitely. Pleasure.
Your start. आपकी जिंदगी की शुरुआत कॉटन से हुई और सीमेंट तक पहुंच गई. सी से कुछ लगाव था कि because I read you knew nothing about it.
Absolutely. I think जिंदगी से लगाव था. I loved life and was very blessed to have Padmini as my only daughter. She was born in 1975, and then my granddaughter Mrinalini was born in 2001.
I don't think she wanted you to tell her age.
Never mind. So actually, my life turned. She was God's destiny. When she was born, from that time, everything turned around. I made a huge success in cotton, and then we got on to cement in soon thereafter.
After her birth, because it was 1983, isn't it? I remember.
Yes, it is true, to be precise. 7 years after she was born, maybe 6.5 years, our journey on Ambuja started.
Oh, I see. It was you, Mrinalini.
No, Padmini.
So Padmini, sorry, yes. It was you who actually was creating the magic, is it?
Yeah. and the business and those blessings and everything. Because nothing happens without God's blessings.
No, absolutely. And the blessings of the people around you and the support. But क्या होता है ना जिंदगी में? I also read that you always wanted to be a industrialist. So why was that?
Very simple, because in India people respect industrialists. More than other countries. In other countries you should have wealth, you are a big trader, you have the same respect, maybe more than being in industry. But like Bill Gates is into Microsoft, right. So that's into technology. But in India, industry was always respected, and I wanted my family and me to have that standing in society.
Right.
And that is what drove me.
That is what drove you. And what ड्राइव तो ठीक है, लेकिन जब हम कभी मतलब कहते हैं ना उखली में सर दिया तो फिर मूसल से डर लगा.
बहुत डर लगा. मतलब पहली बार तो सोचे कि क्या बेवकूफ़ी किए हैं. बहुत खुश से that to do having good amount of wealth. I used to come to London very often because of my trade. हमारे पार्टनर्स लिवरपूल में थे. This is trade with Liverpool. There was a fabulous company there, and very happy. And that desire, that ambition made me do it. And many times I felt I shouldn't have done it. You go through ups and downs, and the pressures come to you. So many times very happy, many times
very sad.
And then thinking, why?
Yeah, I know.
And then again, when we come over the problem, still
फिर शुरू every day चीटी की तरह है ना? So what did you आप business, you're doing the you part of the business, you're running it and all that.
Now
So,
she's managing the wealth.
I know.
And she's managing all the foundations. Actually, one of the most interesting things that happened and gave me a lot of inspiration, that around 92,
Yes.
from the correctness and Padmini, we had Muslim and Hindu riots in Bombay.
Yes.
And I was very worried. ये क्या हो रहा है? And I told my friend Ravi Gupta, and I said, this is very worrying, and we must do something about it.
Yes.
So he said, I'll create a campaign, and he just created a campaign. This is the campaign, brother.
So the tagline of the campaign was Salam Bombay, it's my Bombay and I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
Hindi
It was actually meant to unite the city as one. It
Right.
happened during the 93 bomb blast, March
Yes.
93
Yes.
when the bomb blast happened
Yes.
in Bombay. That time Papa was very worried about the fact that the communal rift will really, tear the city apart. So they worked together on this campaign which celebrated the spirit of Bombay to respond to a big crisis like the serial bomb blast that had happened. And it
and
had...
it plastered it all over the town without any name, no umbrella, no Sekhsaria, nothing.
Nothing.
This is an absolute people's campaign, and she was there putting stickers on the car and the bumper. And that's how she got inspired to start Salam Bombay Foundation. So she runs Salam Bombay Foundation, which is taking care of 50,000 municipal children of Bombay, plus lots of other deprived children. That's all it.
Yes, of course. I'm coming to you now, Padmini. Do you worry about India now, though? Just quickly.
I think that I think we're always concerned for India, but I think we're also excited with it.
Yes.
It's both. It's a great opportunity. I think it's a privilege to be Indian and to be born in India.
I think so.
Starting from there, what we've learned and what I've seen from Papa and from my grandparents is that privilege puts us also in a position where we feel obligated to give back.
Yeah.
And do more for the people around us. And Papa has always said that the communities that are around us, if they are stable and they are happy and they succeed, then only can we prosper in those communities.
No, absolutely.
So even Ambuja as a role model has worked extensively around its communities, and today I'm so proud to say that the work of Ambuja Cement Foundation is not CSR for the sake of the 2% rule of CSR in India, not for the sake of checking the box that they're doing work. It's meaningfully engaging communities and creating prosperity in those communities. So whether it's through livelihoods, water management, agri-based projects, health, education. So there's a lot of work happening. That's the inspiration we've always seen, from Papa, to say that you have the obligation to give back. You have the obligation to feel for all the people around you, all the stakeholders, and today we are who we are because of all the people around us who've rallied to bring us to where we are. So I think that sense of giving back and being obligated for the community is very deep in the family. So I think that's what we've learned and that's what we try to do.
So what is it, apart from this, when you do business, what is it that you take from your father?
Many things.
What is one sikh he gave you?
I think that it's funny because I feel that so many things that I've imbibed from Papa has been unknowingly. It's sort of like we had the intellectual nourishment of very strong values which was given to us every day. So that was fed to us for breakfast without us knowing it.
हाँ, यही सबसे बड़ी सीख होती है.
So today, like for example, I think one of the things which Papa always says is that life is like a river. You can never go against the flow. You can only learn how to navigate. Now it's something which is so ingrained in my thinking. When I say this to somebody else, people look at me like as if I'm a bit puzzled. Like, what am I saying? To us, we grew up in that environment where all these things are sort of just in our system.
DNA.
And I think that when you ask me what is it that I've learned the most, I think when we now apply that to our business thinking or even the work that we do, anything, our life, the way we live our life, some of those things come naturally because that's what we learn from our parents, right? That's what I've seen from my parents, to give me that constantly, and the kind of conversations we have, and I know now even the grandchildren have with him, are always around values, and it's about, you know, learning, and that's the kind of environment that we've had the privilege of growing up in. To me, that is the biggest wealth I have received in my life.
And from your mom?
The same. I think my mom is probably the strong person I have known in my life.
Is she the woman behind the man?
Absolutely. Her commitment, and anybody who knows her and knows them will tell you that she is like a woman of steel. She has stood behind him in the most strong and silent way a woman can, and she has a smile that takes away all our troubles, not just his. And I think that in any point in time, if Papa needs any kind of sort of, you know, comfort or whatever, he just needs to see Mama smiling, and everything else is fine.
I think the smile that that Mama's name, not even name, got on his face tells me everything. And it is so endearing to see, not that the 3 generations alone, but the pride that your father is sitting with next to you, and he has full kind of, you know, he's very proud of you. He's very proud of you.
My father was very proud of me, and that's why I retained the tradition. I'm very proud of her, and no proud of
Yeah, I can see you're very proud of her. I'm just going to her. What an interesting family. But it's time for a short break, and when we come back, we're going to talk to the next generation. तो मृणालिनी थोड़ी सी चुपचाप बैठी है, उससे भी हम बातों का तारतम्य आगे बढ़ाएंगे और कार्यक्रम आगे बढ़ाएंगे. So stay tuned on Chai Chat.